The finance minister said in this budget that India did not consider bitcoins to be legal currency. Bitcoins, cryptocurrency, all manner of cryptocurrencies. However, a large part of the bitcoins being sold globally are sold in India. So India today sent its special investigation team undercover into the world of bitcoins. What we found was shocking. Not just are bitcoins being used, and I say bitcoins, I don't only mean bitcoins, but all manner of cryptocurrency being used for laundering black money. They're also being used to fund various illegal activities. Sit back and watch as we bring you now part 1 of this India Today special investigation, Operation Bitcoin.
A virtual frenzy. More than 15 lakh using bitcoins alone. 2 lakh more added each month in the subscriber base. As investment soared, an India Today investigation has unearthed what could be a fraudulent venture. Now littering the country's cryptocurrency landscape, this is Digamba, a senior official at Money Trade Coin, a UK-based digital cryptocurrency company with facilities in Dubai. Our investigative reporter met him at the Mumbai office of its wealthy India promoter. Listen to how Digamba solicited investments, all in black and out of purview of any regulatory mechanism.
नहीं तो प्रोसेस क्या वो तो
प्रोसेस मतलब you will be handing over the cash.
वो मैं शाम तक करवा देता हूँ.
अभी आपका अकाउंट अभी क्रिएट करा दूंगा. आप अपना डिटेल्स दे दीजिए. आपका यूजर आईडी क्रिएट हो जाएगा. डिटेल्स का ही चिंता है. नहीं डोंट वरी अबाउट दैट. केवाईसी नहीं डाल. केवाईसी नहीं दे रहा हूँ. आई एम नॉट आस्किंग फॉर केवाईसी.
A user ID is what is needed for a cryptocurrency investor. Characteristic of innumerable traders proliferating in this sector. Digamba quickly issues promises of unrealistic high returns. But with a caveat, investments have to be blocked up for at least half a year.
90% मतलब growth आप 6 months में दे रहा है.
Yes, मैंने आपको बताया 7 months. And apart from that, appreciation in the cost of coin.
अच्छा.
See here. Just by investing, suppose take example of 100 coin, you are investing with 100 coins. After 6 months, your coin will grow to 190. ये यहाँ 90 coin बढ़ गया. At the same time, cost of जो appreciation जो है coin का, suppose आज 160 है, हो सकता है वो $1,000 तक चला जाए.
The lure of unimaginable profits, almost 12 times increase on investment in just 2 quarters. Now that's a daily growth of almost $1,000 every single day, or 60,000 rupees per day. Too good to be true, isn't it? But that's not all. Digamba promised much more: a Caribbean citizenship and hard cash in legal tender for offshore Indian investors.
MTCX एंटीगा बरमुडा में जहाँ पे वो होगा तो इन लोगों को, इंडियन लोगों को जो ऑफलाइन मोड में है उनको बाकायदा हम लोग फिएट करेंसी देने का प्लानिंग है हमारा, लगभग तय है. तो उसमें आप कर सकते हो. बाय द टाइम दैट प्लेटफॉर्म विल बी रेडी.
या फिर मुझे दुबई में चाहिए होगा तो मिल जाएगा
100%.
मतलब
we will be offering in 30 फिएट करेंसी.
तो बेसिकली मतलब आप लोग बरमुडा कंट्री का आप लोग सिटीजनशिप भी इंश्योर कर रहे हैं.
नॉट ओनली दैट, नेशनल डेवलपमेंट फंड्स में आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हो. यहाँ पे वहाँ पे टूरिज्म के लिए प्रमोट करने के लिए अपना अम्यूजमेंट पार्क, होटल्स, प्रॉपर्टीज परचेज कर सकते हो. मल्टीपल एक्टिविटीज.
ना तो वहाँ का आप सिटीजनशिप भी दिला सकते हैं. मतलब दिलाने
4 लोगों के लिए लगभग 3-3.25 CR का पैकेज है. उसमें आपको हस्बैंड, वाइफ एंड 2 किड्स बिलो द एज ऑफ 12 years ये है. तो मतलब अपना जो मनी ट्रेड कॉइन का यूटिलिटी बढ़ेगा ना, जब यूटिलिटी बढ़ेगा तो उसका रेट अप्रिसिएशन होगा. ये दिखाने का मीनिंग यही है.
We investigated further. Harish Gajera is the Indian head of Prism Coin, another foreign cryptocurrency company. His get-rich-quick scheme rides on extravagant claims. If he's to be believed, Prism Coin is set to become legal tender of an unknown island country in September.
कंट्री है वहाँ सितंबर तक वो वहाँ उसकी करेंसी नहीं है। जैसे बहुत सारे टापू होते हैं, छोटी कंट्री नहीं होती है, वहाँ उसकी करेंसी नहीं होती है, राइट? वो डॉलर, पाउंड, यूरो वगैरह यूज करते हैं। तो वहाँ एक इसको करेंसी बनाने वाले हैं लीगली,
प्रिज्म कॉइन।
अच्छा। और बैंक बनाने वाले हैं।
अच्छा।
Spinning stories out of thin air to entice investors, Gajera now forecasts a minimum 5-fold increase in its cryptocurrency in just less than a year.
यहाँ कम से कम, मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ कम से कम एकदम, अगर रेट कुछ भी नहीं बढ़ा ऐसा समझ लो तो $10 $15 तो होगा ही होगा मिनिमम पक्का। और जो पैरा माइनिंग होगा
कितने दिनों में?
6 महीने से 1 साल के बीच में, 6 महीने से 1 साल के बीच में।
अभी क्या एक कॉइन का क्या रेट चल रहा है?
$2।
Operating out of an unregulated ecosystem, scammers appear to be making big money of this digital gold rush. More than $3.5 billion worth of transactions in cryptocurrency has been conducted in India over a period of just 17 months. No wonder traders are cashing in on the craze. Kailash Jadhav is the country head of the Georgia-based Delton Coins. He's also offering impractical returns to Indian investors.
10 लाख का बिटकॉइन है ना, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा आपको 50 लाख में या 1 करोड़ में दिखाई देगा, बराबर ना? इतना ही बढ़ेगा, उससे ज़्यादा बढ़ेगा नहीं। हाँ, 1 करोड़ भी होगा तो आपको बहुत बड़ी अमाउंट दिखेगी वो, लेकिन हम इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं कितना? 10 लाख। अगर 10 लाख की कॉइन हम इधर ले रहे हैं $1 में, अगर वो $300 जाता 300 गुना बढ़ेगा हमारा। तो सर आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, मैक्सिमम मतलब 80% जो भी डील है वो कैश में हो रही है।
इंडिया से कितने लोगों ने लगाया अभी आपका?
सर इंडिया से अभी कम से कम 5-6 हज़ार लोग रहेंगे।
5-6 हज़ार लोगों ने लगा चुके हैं?
हाँ, अभी 3-4 दिन।
इतना लगा दिया सर? 5-6 हज़ार लोगों का मतलब कितने, मतलब कितने करोड़ आपने लगवा दिया होगा?
25 करोड़।
25 करोड़ आपने लगवा दिया?
और लगेगा सर बहुत। हमारा तो टारगेट है 1000 करोड़ का 3-4 महीने में।
इंडिया से?
इंडिया से।
Virtual currencies have no legal status in India, but crypto maniacs still taking a plunge in a market riddled with risks and fraud. Mohammad Hizbullah and Devesh Singh for India Today's Special Investigation Team.
Now, India accounts for roughly 11% of the total cryptocurrency trade. Every day, there are 183,983 transactions, 183,983 transactions in just 24 hours. Many are already riding the Bitcoin boom. It's been going up, and then it crashed over the last few weeks. The question, of course, is what are Bitcoins and where does the Indian government stand on this? India Today and Business Today's business managing editor Rajiv Dubey was in Davos. He went to the cryptocurrency headquarters in Davos. Here is his story on what the Bitcoin phenomena is all about.
The hottest and perhaps the most controversial asset in the virtual world. Hottest because Bitcoin prices skyrocketed to $19,000 in recent months. Controversial because digital currencies like Bitcoins are used widely by underground networks to buy illicit products and services.
Cryptocurrencies, however, is very new, and we see a lot of people making investments into something that they have very limited knowledge of. And therefore, it is a government's job to make sure that the citizens they govern are warned sufficiently to do their research before making an investment.
There are more than 1,300 cryptocurrencies floating on the digital landscape, but Bitcoin has been the most profitable. It was started 9 years ago by an unknown software developer under the name Satoshi Nakamoto. This cryptocurrency is being traded on multiple exchanges, operating like stock markets.
The Reserve Bank of India has issued its 5th warning against cryptocurrencies or virtual currencies as they call them. The SEBI has also hinted that it is one thing that the public should not be investing in. Finance Ministry has issued a warning against virtual currencies or cryptocurrencies, saying that they are not backed by any assets.
Very much like digital transfers, these virtual coins are sent via mobile apps and computers. They are stored in digital wallets, either in the cloud or on mobile phones and personal computers. Transactions are highly encrypted with no government oversight.
Cryptocurrencies, according to me, is also, there are a lot of risks, and especially with ICOs coming in also, there are a lot of risks, because I view it as a Ponzi scheme also.
So no government regulation means digital currencies are loaded with potential risk. More of a gamble than investment. With Rajiv Dubey, Bureau Report, India Today.
Okay, joining us now on this broadcast is Arvind Gupta. He's a leader of the BJP. He's also heading the Digital India Foundation. Ajit Khurana heads the Blockchain and Cryptocurrency Committee of India. With me in the studio is Rajiv Dubey, our Managing Editor for Business. I want to go across to Arvind Gupta first, because the Finance Minister in this budget emphatically stated that India doesn't consider cryptocurrency to be legal tender. Now that's a very interestingly worded statement. He doesn't say that cryptocurrencies are illegal, we'll go after these cryptocurrencies. At the same time, he talks of how the government intends to harvest blockchains. Now people are confused. You've got a lot of people riding the Bitcoin boom, making tons of money, tons and tons of money, and yet there is the risk that at any point in time, when the government makes up its mind and decides to come after these Bitcoin operators, there would be havoc. Why is the government allowing this Ponzi scheme to build up in this way? Do you at all think of this as a Ponzi scheme?
Rahul, let me first start off by saying that you are discussing a very, very pertinent topic. And the basis of Bitcoin is nothing but greed. The government, RBI maybe 5 times, the Finance Ministry on 29th of December, and again the Finance Minister during the budget session warned the country about the illegal use of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. The statement said very clearly it is not recognized as legal tender. So it is not even something you can take a loan against, you can buy goods or services. Very clear directions from the government. And month after month, the government, the RBI have been warning that this is the biggest digital Ponzi scheme ever hoisted on mankind. In my opinion, the final value of Bitcoin is 0. And you know, in your program, you have shown that not one, hundreds and thousands of Bitcoin cryptocurrencies are operating. So why would somebody value a Bitcoin at 20,000 rupees?
No, listen. Here is the reality.
Give you one very interesting
you know, at the beginning of last year, Bitcoin was valued at $1,000. Before it crashed, it went up to about $19,000 in mid-December. Now, if in 1 year, and you know how the markets operate, you understand. Once again, if any investment can go from $1,000 to $19,000, you immediately have all manner of people flocking into the cryptocurrency bazaar. While the government has been looking away. It's not as if you don't know what India Today is showing in the special investigation. The government knows and yet chooses to look away without taking any decisive action.
No, I think the government has not looked away. I think the government has taken a very, very clear action. The government has called it non-legal tender. The government has said this is not valued for taking any loans or considering this as an asset. This is funding illegal activities. Action will be taken against people who are investing and trying to use it for hawala and move money outside India. I think the government has been very clear. But nobody can substitute for greed. And the biggest problem with Bitcoins is that nobody understands the blockchain technology or what Bitcoins are. They are going by greed. And the greed is the only engine that is fueling bitcoins. I will give you one number which is very startling, and I'm glad your program brought it out. On the 8th of November 2016, when demonetization happened, Bitcoin was $760 odd. After a year, exactly after a year, it was $7,800, Rahul, and about 10 to 15% of Indian money has flown into the Bitcoins and different cryptocurrencies between November 2016 and November 2017. That tells the story by itself. What kind of money has gone there?
One second. Arvind Gupta, it may tell a story, but it also tells the story of the inability of your government, which otherwise claims to go after black money, to be able to prevent this from happening. It's happening under your nose. You're sitting on TV very proudly explaining what's happening, unable to tell me why you haven't been able to stop this from happening, Rajiv Dubey. And those are serious questions the government needs to answer, because you've got in that story that man promising our reporters citizenship of islands in the Caribbean.
Rahul, over these 2 years, 1.5 years, the regulators have been basically just doing one thing, lobbing the ball at each other. For currency regulator has been issuing warnings after warnings, 5 warnings, lobs it, saying that it's not a currency. Financial services regulator SEBI issues a warning and does nothing about it. Some people around the world consider it a commodity. Forward Markets Commission has not even issued a warning. Finance Ministry has issued a warning. The question is, why not ban it like South Korea has done? Why not ban it like China has done? Why not, or integrate it into the economy like what Japan has done? So take a stand. The problem with the government is the regulator and the finance ministry have just been lobbing these balls at each other, saying that it's your problem.
No, so now there could be 2 problems, Ajit Khurana. One is, if you block it, you could end up being on the wrong side of history, with blockchain technology having the kind of potential it does about governance architecture in the future. You could end up on the wrong side of history. Japan realizes that this blockchain technology is here to stay. Let's figure out how to harness it. Let's try and make the most of it. Which side should India be on? And do you accept Arvind Gupta's point that India has actually been doing a lot? Because frankly, I haven't seen anything that they've done which is decisive, which involves going after those who are selling these blockchain technologies or these Bitcoin currencies and promising people to turn their black money into white. That's straight illegal.
Absolutely. See, here's the thing. I'm very happy you are doing this, because this entire thing that you're showing primarily arises from the greed as well as the ignorance of people who are participating in this. In engaging with government officials and regulators, my opinion is that the government is actually doing a lot, except that results have not come out. If you look at what Subhash Chandra Garg, who is the Secretary of the Department of Economic Affairs, has been saying over the last 2-3 days, subsequent to the union budget, which for the first time mentioned cryptocurrency, he said that by the end of this financial year, we will be coming up with some guidelines about what you can do and cannot, both at the provider end, such as exchanges, as well as the citizen end in terms of what they can do, whether they can buy, how they can buy, etc. But I have a special warning, if you'll permit me to bring that up. Could I?
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
Okay, so I saw what you showed in terms of the huge, very deplorable scams that you did in your sting operation. Thanks for that. First and foremost, I'll tell all your viewers that never buy any of these things in cash. Please buy it through your bank account, and always remit only to another Indian bank account. Do not remit overseas. Let there be a trail. Tomorrow, if we have to find who this person was, or this entity was, or this exchange institution was, we should be able to get to them. Also, anybody who is taking your money should be doing some due diligence on you, asking your PAN card, Aadhaar card, getting a cancelled check, etc. If they are not doing that, that is very scary, because that means they are not complying with the basic financial hygiene. There were other factors also. I could list them over the course of the program, but being on the right or wrong side of history, I was seeing your own graphics, and you listed some countries which consider Bitcoin legal, such as Switzerland, USA, UK, Singapore, etc., and some countries that considered illegal, such as Nepal, Bolivia, Ecuador, Bangladesh, etc. It's very clear as to what kind of company is going into what side of camp. I think that instead of throwing the baby out with the bathwater, let us just have a policy framework where the government says you can do this, you cannot do this, both to the citizens as well as to providers, and then we all abide by it. It's as simple as that.
No, but the government is also guilty of sending dual messages. In his speech, the finance minister says, and I quote, the government doesn't consider cryptocurrencies legal tender, and will take all measures to eliminate the use of these cryptocurrencies in financing illegitimate activities or as part of the payment system. Soon after this, cryptocurrency values tank in India, as they have been across the world over the last few weeks. Then you've got Subhash Chandra Garg, Secretary in the Department of Economic Affairs. He gives an interview in which he says, we hope that within this year, the committee will finalize these recommendations and would make the required legal changes, regulatory assignments. There will be regulations out by the end of this year. So if you consider it illegal, then what are you regulating? Is that not a mixed message? Also, I think that's the crucial point. When the value of any investment skyrockets from $1,000 to $19,000, greed follows inevitably. What you've seen so far is only part one of this India Today special investigation. When I come back, I show you how Bitcoins are now being used in funding money into elections, how celebrities are being involved, and how this is going to blow up in our faces one day, because now you've got greed which is driving the valuation further up, and you've got a lot of people who've made their money, and others who are coming in now will rue their investments and the money they lose for a long time to come. I bring you part 2 of this India Today special investigation, Operation Bitcoin, when we come back on the other side of a very quick break. Stay with us.